Hello and welcome to Clickbait, and today we're talking about home developing. A very quick video. We're talking about that brief but crucial phase of home developing where your film goes from being in a handy little metal canister like that and ends up being like that. There's a little stage before the chemicals. We've got to get into the tank, and it is actually surprisingly easy, but if you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. So here's how you do it. So first of all, you're going to need yourself one of these things: a developing tank, a Patterson tank as they're often called because of the brand name, or it's generally known generically as a spiral tank because of the spiral. You're also going to need the world's least flattering t-shirt, unless you've got a room that is completely blacked out. This is called a dark bag. This is kind of a big black t-shirt with no neck. It's double layered of very thick black material. It's elasticated wristband, so you put your arm through and no light can get through, and it's double zipped and velcroed at the bottom. And the third thing you're going to need, well, the third and fourth, are a can opener for film. You can, if you don't really like your table very much, smack it very hard, little sticky out end first, onto the table, and that will pop the bottom off, and that will get you into the film. Or little can opener to get into the film, and you need some scissors. This bit means you've got to be very, very careful. Don't blame me if you cut yourself in the dark. So what you need to do is put your bag on the table, put all of your items inside the bag, zip it up, velcro it up, turn it around, and put your arms into the sleeves. Now obviously I'll do this without the bag so that you can see what we're doing. Now it's very helpful to have everything lined up in the light looking into the bag so you know where everything is before you start. And it's also quite handy to find this little spool thing and pop this into the middle of the tank first of all so you know where that is and where everything else is. Now some cameras you can set to rewind and leave a little bit of a tail sticking out of the film leader. This is great, except if you're working in a hurry and you're a bit disorganized perhaps, you could wind up double exposing a film. This is how I've got this film to demonstrate on, because I don't know if this film has been exposed or not already, so I'm not going to risk using it again. So it's my demo film for the day, which is a shame really, because it's a roll of Fujichrome Pro View, which is like really expensive good film. It is horrifically out of date though. Okay, so imagine we are now inside the black bag. I've got my hands through the sleeves, I've got the thing zipped up nice and tight. Also going to assume that my camera is not one that leaves the leader sticking out, so in your downstairs toilet with the windows blacked out or in your dark bag, get your canister opener, pop the 2 feet either side of the little lug just there on the bottom end and peel it open. And peel it open like a can of tuna. Does tuna open that way? I don't know. So now you've got the end taken off. Put these off to one side so you don't get lost with them, and then get your film out. Don't let it unspool, because if you unspool it, it'll go everywhere. You won't be able to do anything with it. Now carefully, again in the dark, this is where you need to be super duper careful. Feel yourself out just a little bit, the leader and a touch more, and find your pair of scissors. And doing this by touch, so you're trying not to hurt yourself, try and cut it between the sprockets so you've got a nice flat end. Now put the scissors to one side so you're not going to hurt yourself, but you need them back again in a minute. So you've got a nice flat end that can go into the spiral really easily. Now next up, feel yourself around and find this spirally thing. This is why it's called a spiral tank after all. As you look at it, you'll see it's got 2 big lugs that you can just slide things into. And this is where you load the film. And that's where you want a nice flat edge cut between the sprockets. So you lay that onto the flat, push it in past the little ball bearings, which are your ratchets, and then just start twisting it. And that is basically all you need to do to get your film into the spiral. And as you feel it go through, try and make sure it's going in flat, it's not going twisted, because if it does crumple or twist or jump out of the grooves, you can crease the film, and also you can touch the spirals of the film to each other and no chemicals will reach, and that means it won't develop. Once you've got to the end, grab your scissors again, and once again being super careful not to cut yourself, trim the end off and wind the last little bit in, and then you're done. If you want to be sure, just give it a few extra winds to get it into the spiral, then making sure you've got your little spool in the centre of the tank. Pop it in and make sure you push it all the way down, because you're going to be using the right amount of millilitres of developer and fixer and everything for the number of films you've put in there. So make sure it's pushed all the way down. Get your lid, your light tight lid, make sure it's clicked into place, and if you can be doubly sure, pop your lid on top. And now you can take out the big unflattering t-shirt and carry this around in the light with no danger of any light hitting the film, and you can go and do your developy stuff. Now you can go find your chemicals, and what happens next depends on whether you're shooting C41, E6, black and white, which is what I tend to do at home because it's nice and easy and only 20 degrees. After that, you've magically got yourself your big sheet of film. Okay, it's not a difficult, complicated part of photography, but it is something that if you don't know how, you don't know how. So hopefully this was helpful. Like, subscribe, you know the business, and look at the other videos. I need the watch time. See you later, goodbye.